Good afternoon and welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Braden Oates. The legalization of marijuana has long been debated in Vancouver. I talked to residents of the city to find out public opinion.
Well, I think it's probably no more harmful than alcohol, and it's just an opportunity for governments to be able to raise taxes and regulate it in a way that they can't currently regulate it, decrease crime.
I think it should be decriminalized. I think that if the government controlled the supply, then perhaps there would be less of a criminal element to it.
I think there's so much money spent on the criminal enforcement of something which is just a social drug.
So I think to be, giving people criminal records for possession of a little bit of weed, it's a bit ridiculous.
The opinion on the streets were reverberated loudly at Mark Emery's cannabis culture headquarters.
If BC was legalizing marijuana, logically you would think that the rest of the country is too. It's not a dangerous substance to prohibit. For one thing, it's certainly a lot less dangerous than alcohol, tobacco, even coffee for that matter. Well, from the taxpayer's point of view, the economic benefits would the stopping of the continued waste of enforcing these laws. If the police are spending the biggest majority of their time enforcing cannabis laws, then if you take that out of the equation, that's a great deal of money saved right there.
With marijuana laws so relaxed in Vancouver, many hope the government will listen to the calls for legalization. Braden Oates in Vancouver for BCIT Magazine. Part of the 14th annual Festival of the Arts was the Art for Youth Day at the Port Moody Skate Park. It featured poetry, crafts, a theater performance, skateboarding, and graffiti, all aimed at getting youth involved in art.
Generally what happens with youth is nobody wants to pay attention to them and they're kind of afraid of them and don't quite know what to do. I do most of my work with young people. That'd be people probably under 30. And I believe that they are capable of creating just as amazing and fabulous art as anybody else in the world.
Youth involved in any aspect is a good idea. I mean, all kids need a little bit of motivation and guidance, and they can go a long way with anything they do. Community-based events are really good for a number of reasons. I mean, your community is huge and they're also your client, but for whatever subculture or stigma that people have with spray paint, always seen in a negative light, I guess it's really good for them to come up, to be interactive, to talk with you and stuff like that, to see that not all people that use spray paint are criminals.
As the event was at the Port Moody Skate Park, there was a lot of youth expressing themselves through skateboarding. Amateur skateboarder Ryan Hughes explains his role at this event.
I'm just representing West 49. I'm showing kids how to, do a few things, and I'm going to put a demo up for them, and hopefully they enjoy it.
Braden Oates in Port Moody for BCIT Magazine. Thanks, Carmen. It was the top story every day over the past week, starting with the return of 3-year-old Keenan Hebert on Sunday morning and the arrest of Hopley on Tuesday. Randall Hopley is currently being held for kidnapping and child abduction charges and made his first court appearance on Wednesday. Hopley will be put through a psychiatric assessment to determine whether he is fit to stand trial. The suspect was arrested near the BC-Alberta border, hiding near an abandoned cabin. His next court date is November 9th for a bail hearing. Apple has come out with some interesting new apps for their products. If you look at the screen behind me, an already sleek design has been readily improved, starting with the navigation bar. Android phones have offered this way of cruising through their apps since their inception, while now the iOS 5 has finally caught up to the competition. Another new feature is the photos you'll be able to take. They can now be edited and cropped directly on your iPhone. This will eliminate the chance of nasty red eye, as well as ensuring you get the exact photo you're looking for. An exterior camera button has also been added to the phone as a new feature. And finally, Wi-Fi connection or syncing is now available to Apple. You will no longer have to hook up to a computer to sync up your favorite television shows or music. It can all be done through a wireless connection. Yes, Matt, Apple fans continue to get hooked as Apple has these new and exciting additions. There's been no official release date as of yet for the iPhone 5, but it is speculated to be out before year's end. The Vancouver Sun Run attracted over 49,000 participants, and the winner of this 10-kilometer race was Kelly Wiebe, who came in at 29 minutes and 11 seconds. But whether you're here to run or walk, everyone was in high spirits and having a great time. Braden Oates in Vancouver for BCIT Magazine. A recent study has shown that affluent neighborhoods typically have fewer grocery stores than other parts of the city. This South Granville community has one grocery store at the corner of Granville and West 14th Street and is noted to have remarkably high prices. I'm Braden Oates, and that was BCIT Magazine. Thanks for watching.